Hi guys, hello, and welcome back to the Finance Workout channel. So today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about saving and specifically investing for the long term and what the compound interest impact is on your investments. So we'll be going through a live example of two people, two scenarios where one of them is 10 years younger than the other one. And let's get to it. Hopefully, this will be very helpful to you and you will find it useful. Right. Perfect. Now we meet our investors. We've got Sally and Anne. Sally is 20. She is a student at university, lives with her parents, and has a part-time job. So she can definitely save a little bit. Anne is now 30. She is a postgrad and is working full-time and lives in a big city. So they both, met and, realized that they hadn't been investing all this time. So they both are going to start investing today with the aim that when they turn 60 years of age, they can have some funds for their retirement. So they will go in this example, at 5,000 each. And the stock or fund, whatever they've decided to invest in within the stock market, provides a 7% return rate. I've chosen 7% because that's what the FTSE, the London Stock Exchange, has been over the last 40 years on average. That's the return that it has provided. So I'm sticking with 7%. I think it's quite a conservative amount as well. Now, if we go further and have a look at this slide, I've highlighted that the only difference that is going to be visible is the age difference. So Sally has a 10-year head start, hence she's got 40 years now that she's 20 before she reaches her goal of 60 years for retirement. Now you can see that they're both putting in the 5,000, and if there is no compound interest impact because they decided not to put it in the stock market, you just simply take the 40,000 times the 5,000 and you get your 200,000 savings over 40 years if you've been saving 5,000 every year. If you put that into the stock market at an average return rate of 7%, you are getting 1 million. Now, if we move on to Anne, we can see she has 10 years less, so 30 years before she reaches 60, and therefore, those 5,000 over 30 years is summing up only to 150. If she were to put that into the stock market, she will get a significantly higher amount than the 150. She'll get 500,000, but still that is half of what Sally has gotten. Now, we can see that in the visual representation here, where this is Sally over here with her 1 million and Anne over here with her 500,000 when they both reach the age of 60. Now, remember, they will never reach the age of 60 at the same time. In the next scenario, we're going to take the case where Anne decides to increase her investments to 10,000. She's 30, she's been saving some money, even though she hasn't been investing it, she does have the savings. So she feels like she's a little bit behind. She's seen the graph from before and she wanted to make a change. That right now, this is why it's important to analyze your numbers, because it allows you to take action today so that you can plan for the future. And that's exactly what she's doing now. And she's going to put in 10,000 every year going forward. And that will bring her to the 1 million. So you see now, when they both reach 60 years of age, Anne in 30 years and Sally in 40 years, they would both reach 1 million. Anne has had to put in double what Sally has had to do. That's just by missing 10 years. We can see that in the graphical representation. So when they're reach the age of 60, you can see again that they are pretty much on par. Now it'll be interesting to see the timeline and the time period, because remember, this scenario here, there will never be 60 at the same time. So you can see that in this next graph here, as we said, Anne only will need 30 years, or only has 30 years before she turns 60. So this is where she is reaching her 1 million right here, while Sally will do that in the next 10 years, in 40 years from today. But that is when they both reached the 1 million mark. Now you can see how exponentially over the next 10 years, Anne's, growth is quite outstanding. So when they do meet again over 40 years and they recall the conversation they had all those 40 years ago and say, oh, remember when we started finally investing in the stock market? So Sally will be celebrating her reach to 1 million. Anne will happily say, yes, I was behind, but I was able to catch up, and now I've got my 2 million. So I hope that this really has helped you understand a little bit better. It is important to aim for that minimum 7%, 10% ideally return on your investments. But yeah, if you have any questions, definitely feel free to let me know. Bye.